If there was any doubt whatsoever in anyone's mind about the consistency of All Elite Wrestling, I would say that Fight for the Fallen just erased all of that doubt. For the third show in a row, All Elite Wrestling, while it had a lot of flaws, it had plenty of flaws, just like the past two shows, gave us another very good wrestling show that we can be proud of and we can sit there and watch as wrestling fans. Now, the question is, how are they going to be able to top what they did in the last three shows at All Out? Well, we're just going to have to wait and see. But ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms. Of course, you already knew that. This is the official rewind for All Elite Wrestling's Fight for the Fallen, which streamed live on Bleacher Report Live yesterday with the buy-in pre-show starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We are going to go over each and every single one of the matches. Before I get into the review, by the time you all watch this, I will already be preparing to head to Philadelphia for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. I'm getting set to meet up with a couple of people. I am going to do some fan interviews. I'm going to do my personal vlog video like I always do for all the wrestling events that I go to. So if you're around, you can come up to me. You can say hi to me. If you want to do a fan interview, we can do that. I'm going to be wearing my normal DJ Storm shirt, the red and black. I'm going to be wearing the Rhodes Brothers sunglasses. It's going to be a fantastic night in Philadelphia. I'm hopefully looking to erase the bad experience from Battleground 2017. Of course, that was one of my first videos that I ever uploaded, if you want to go rewatch that. But anyway, Fight for the Fallen. Let me just say that Alex Marvez, I hope to God that Alex Marvez is not on the commentary team when we get to TNT in October. Alex Marvez sounds like a happy-go-lucky high school nerd at a science convention. He has absolutely no energy, has no intensity. Hell, I had more intensity during my 12-minute rant on the Lightning Flash update about the Bella Twins 2 days ago, more than Alex Marvez had in 4.5 hours of Fight for the Fallen. On top of that, some people were saying the show was too long, and I feel as though the show only felt so long because they were out there in 90-degree heat, and you guys felt like the Wicked Witch of the West. You were melting. So, I'm guessing that's why people were complaining that the show was too long. But me, I didn't think it was too long. I think it was completely fine. I thought it was completely fine. Obviously, the people sitting in there did not have a good time considering it was 90 fucking degrees. But regardless of that, we still got a great wrestling show. The buy-in pre-show started at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, with the first match being Peter Avalon, the Librarian, versus Sonny Kiss. Sonny Kiss is fantastic in the ring. I already knew this. The guy's athletic as fuck. Peter Avalon is actually not that bad in the ring either. Peter Avalon is not that bad. I will give him credit where credit's due. However, both of the characters and the gimmicks that these two men are playing are absolutely fucking horrendous. We already know how bad the Librarian gimmicks are. We already know that it is something that is similar to the 24/7 title. It belongs on the internet. It does not belong on television during a main program for All Elite Wrestling that is supposed to be the true alternative in sports entertainment. So, they need to nix that gimmick ASAP. Hopefully, I pray to God that it's not on All Out. I pray to God that it's not on All Out. Sonny Kiss. Now, I've already spoken my gripes with Sonny Kiss. I have no problem with him in the ring. I'm not going to discredit the guy athletically. I don't think anyone should discredit the guy athletically. But the guy has a certain amount of flamboyancy that just doesn't come off as cool. Like, you take a look at Velveteen Dream's flamboyancy. Like, I like to compare Sonny Kiss to Velveteen Dream. When you compare the two, they kind of have similar gimmicks, but Velveteen Dream's flamboyancy is cool. It comes off as cocky. It comes off as like, I want to gravitate towards this guy. But Sonny Kiss's flamboyancy comes off as a bit uncomfortable to me. It comes off as very uncomfortable. It comes off as annoying. It doesn't come off in a way that I want to gravitate towards him. It comes off in a way where I don't want to root for him. That's just my personal opinion on the matter. Obviously, I don't think anyone should discredit the guy in the ring. The guy is very athletic. This was not a bad match. I will say, it was not a bad match for the time that they were given. The two gimmicks that they have these guys playing are just fucking terrible and uncomfortable. We had a standing moonsault by Sonny Kiss after Avalon was wearing down Sonny Kiss for the beginning portions of this match. Avalon had a nice combination here. He had a step-up enziguri, rolling senton, and then he went for the moonsault. So Avalon is actually pretty athletic if you watch him closely. He hit the enziguri, he hit the rolling senton, but he misses the moonsault, and that opened the door for Sonny Kiss to hit the split-legged leg drop, and Sonny Kiss defeated Peter Avalon. Correct move. I was expecting Sonny Kiss to win. Sonny Kiss gets the win. Not a bad match for what it was. I just hope they work on the characters to both of these men. Shoko Nakajima and B. Priestley versus Riho and Britt Baker. This was a little sloppy here and there. There was some sloppy portions, like on the 619 by Shoko Nakajima. Britt Baker actually forgot where her partner was. We had a few instances where they slipped, and Britt Baker wasn't really on her game tonight. I feel as though Britt Baker was taking it a bit slower tonight. Pretty much of the fact that she wanted to save herself for All Out, because you know she's going to be on All Out. They're not going to leave this woman, Britt Baker, off All Out in Chicago. But what we got was a very good women's tag team match. Riho with the crossbody, B. Priestley, she has that Shayna Baszler type feel, and she actually did a move similar to Shayna Baszler, where she stomped on Riho's arm. And I was having flashbacks to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 when Shayna Baszler stomped on Kairi Sane's arm during their NXT Women's Championship match at that time. B. Priestley, she is going to be a fantastic heel. She's going to be a fantastic heel come the fall in October. And I wouldn't even mind to see B. Priestley as the first ever AEW World Champion for the women's division. Riho was stomping the hell out of both B. Priestley and Nakajima in this match. Riho, those stomps by Riho are fucking brutal. I would not want to be on the receiving end of Riho stomps. We had B. Priestley getting in the ring after Riho took down Nakajima with the head scissors. B. Priestley hit a roundhouse kick on Riho, sling blade by Britt Baker, and then a snapmare driver on Britt Baker by Shoko Nakajima. We had Britt Baker and B. Priestley square off. That right there is a future AEW Women's Championship program to come. Keep your eyes peeled for that one. We had Shoko do a double suicide dive, taking out Riho and Britt Baker. We had nice double team action where I believe it was Nakajima. Oh, no, it was Priestley. It was Priestley that was on the receiving end of a double stomp to the back as she was draped over the ropes, and then Britt Baker hit a Dolph Ziggler-like DDT. We had a double stomp to Shoko, and Shoko kicks out. Shoko Nakajima was able to roll up Riho for the win. Shoko Nakajima and B. Priestley defeated Riho and Britt Baker. Very good women's tag team match. And then afterwards, Britt Baker and B. Priestley went at it. So you can expect those two to possibly meet if they want to do this. If they want to do an AEW Women's Championship tournament, I can definitely see Britt Baker and B. Priestley meeting somewhere along the lines in the tournament. I think it should be in the semifinals. The finals, I think, are going to be Britt Baker and Kylie Ray. And if I was to bet on a first ever AEW Women's Champion, I'm going with Britt Baker. B. Priestley most likely will be the second champion, and then they're going to build up Kylie Ray. Because Kylie Ray, she's that underdog babyface for the women's division. B. Priestley, she's going to be that monster heel, along with Awesome Kong and Nyla Rose. Those three are going to be the three monster heels in the women's division come October. But the buy-in pre-show was much better than Fyter Fest. I'm going to say it right now. This event as a whole was much better than Fyter Fest. Was it better than Double or Nothing? No, it was not. Main show. Main show started off with a very good six-man tag team match. It was Sammy Guevara, Shawn Spears, and MJF versus Joey Janela, Jimmy Havoc, and Darby Allin. And they did play up the fact that MJF and Shawn Spears They had clashing egos, and they were trying to one-up each other. That's what I really enjoyed. They were trying to one-up each other during this match. By the way, Shawn Spears looks like an absolute fucking stud. He looks like a fucking badass. Shawn Spears just coming out to a chorus of boos, the serious demeanor that he has, and then he's calling himself the chairman. So you can imagine that Shawn Spears is going to be a monster fucking heel going into his match with Cody at All Out. Even though it's not confirmed yet, but more than likely it will be confirmed. Joey Janela, towards the beginning portions of this match, hit a brutal German suplex to Guevara right in the corner, and I swear to God, Guevara's neck fucking snapped on the bottom turnbuckle. It looked fucking brutal. Shawn Spears and MJF continued to one-up each other. MJF did the cartwheel and the perfect 10 gimmick right in the face of Shawn Spears. We had a superplex to Guevara by Jimmy Havoc. Darby Allin hit the flipping stunner on Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara then, towards the midway point of this match, Sammy Guevara decided to take out everyone. Suicide dive to one side, taking out Janela. Suicide dive to the other side. Actually, it was a tope tornillo to the other side, a corkscrew tope, taking out Jimmy Havoc. And then back in the ring, Sammy Guevara, I believe he was going for a aerial attack, but Joey Janela took him on his shoulders and hit a Death Valley driver on the apron, right on the neck of Sammy Guevara. Shawn Spears got in the ring. Darby Allin was the legal man. And he was on the receiving end of the Ushigoroshi, the Death Valley driver right down to the knee, and then Shawn Spears flipped him over, picked him up again, hit another Death Valley driver, and Shawn Spears scored the win for his team. Shawn Spears, Sammy Guevara, and Maxwell Jacob Freeman defeated Joey Janela, Jimmy Havoc, and Darby Allin. Very good six-man tag. I was actually shocked. I really thought that the clashing egos of MJF and Shawn Spears was going to play into factor in this match, and it was going to cause them to lose. But considering what's going on with Shawn Spears and the fact that they have to build up Shawn Spears and they have to make him legit as possible, this was the right decision. Because you want to make Shawn Spears as legit as possible going into a match with Cody Rhodes, of all people. So this was the right decision. And it was a very good six-man tag. Very good way to kick off the show. Brandy Rhodes versus Allie. This was really a low point of the show. This was a very generic match. It was nothing special whatsoever. The crowd was pretty much dead for the majority of this match. It was really, in the long run, it was really a waste of time. If you wanted to, you could have taken this match away, and it really would have made the show a little bit better, and perhaps the show wouldn't have ran as long as it did. Fans wouldn't have been complaining that the show was too long, and probably fans would have stuck around more for the main event, because I was actually getting word that some fans were leaving while the main event was going on. So, this match was really not needed. Brandy Rhodes, she's not bad in the ring, but she's very, very generic. I don't really understand why she needs to wrestle. She's the chief brand officer of the women's division, along with Kenny Omega, so she just needs to stick to a backstage role, stick to doing what she does backstage, and stick to organizing a proper women's division and a proper division in which the women can be proud of what they do, unlike WWE main roster programming. Awesome Kong actually made her way to the ring as Allie and Brandy shook hands. One positive I will say about this match is that Allie's chops are brutal. Allie's chops are very brutal, I will say that. I would not want to be on the receiving end of Allie's chops. She has those Andrade Cien Almas-like chops. She doesn't follow through like that. She comes overhand, over the top, and just slaps your chest. I'm surprised she didn't leave a dent in Brandy Rhodes' chest. Allie hit the sliding forearm. We had a running bulldog and a tornado suplex by Brandy. This was towards the end of the match where Awesome Kong got involved, and Brandy Rhodes hit the bionic spear for the win. Again, very, very generic. The match was not needed. If they wanted to take this match away from Fight for the Fallen, it would have made the show a lot better. Afterwards, Awesome Kong was going to take out Allie But out of nowhere, Aja Kong, remember from Double or Nothing? Aja Kong came out and stood face-to-face with Awesome Kong. So that is a very interesting encounter that we could very well see down the line. Matter of fact, I would not mind seeing this match at All Out. I think that's probably what they're building towards. Afterwards, Aja Kong helped out Ali to the back. Next, we had the triple threat tag team match between the Dark Order, Stu Grayson and Evil Uno, taking on Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, taking on Jack Evans and Angelico. This was a great fucking triple threat tag team match, and the winner of this match was actually going to go on to face the Best Friends at All Out to compete for a first round bye. Can I just say, Stu Grayson had a beautiful spinning Uranagi. The man literally spun Angelico around in a 180 and implanted him emphatically to the mat. I love that spinning Uranagi by Stu Grayson. Stu Grayson is very good in the ring. Evil Uno was on the apron, and he hit an apron suplex. He hit an apron suplex on Jack Evans, I believe it was. And then Stu Grayson hit a senton. He took the ropes, and while Jack Evans was on the apron after Evil Uno hit the suplex, Jack Evans did a senton Stu Grayson did a senton while Jack Evans was still on the apron, and he hit Jack Evans back first, and he landed on his feet on the outside. So again, Stu Grayson, very underrated in the ring, if you guys didn't pick up on that. Luchasaurus got the tag, and he was just kicking down everyone. He was kicking down both Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. He was taking down Jack Evans and Angelico. We had a huge, I believe it was a couple of roundhouse kicks by Luchasaurus, and then a standing moonsault to Jack Evans. And then Jungle Boy, with the assist of Luchasaurus, hit a huge shooting star press, taking out both Angelico and Jack Evans. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus were very over in this match. The crowd wanted them to win, and I'm telling you, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. They are going to be a huge underdog tag team in the fall when we get the AEW World Tag Team titles. And when they win the titles, it's going to be huge. Angelico and Jack Evans, they got in the ring. We had a back suplex double stomp combination by Jack Evans and Angelico on Jungle Boy. And then we had an assisted 450. I love that assisted 450, by the way. Marco Stunt ended up getting involved, and it was no disqualifications. He ended up taking out Jack Evans with a huge Hurricane Rana, and then he was ejected from ringside. We had a back suplex powerbomb combination, and this move was fucking insane. I think it was Jack Evans that was on the receiving end of this. Jack Evans was picked up in a back suplex position by Luchasaurus, and Luchasaurus flung him back. He went sailing through the air, did a backflip through the air, and was caught by Jungle Boy in a powerbomb. I swear to God, the crowd fucking lit up, and they thought that was it, but Evil Uno broke up the pinfall. We then had a 450 by Stu Grayson to Jungle Boy. We then had a cannonball to Luchasaurus. So Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, they did this simultaneously. Jungle Boy was laid out on the floor. Luchasaurus was in the corner, in a prone position, in a prone seated position. Evil Uno did a cannonball over Jungle Boy into Luchasaurus, and then Stu Grayson followed up with a 450 onto Jungle Boy, and then they hit the fatality. They hit that gory bomb Bulldog special, and the Dark Order defeat Angelico, Jack Evans, and Jungle Boy in a great triple threat tag team match. This was the right decision. This continues the storyline with the Dark Order and the Best Friends going into All Out in Chicago. I can see the Best Friends defeating the Dark Order, and I can definitely see the Dark Order possibly costing the Best Friends later on in the tournament. Also, This gets over the Dark Order as a legitimate threat in the tag team division, especially after they pinned Jungle Boy, and we all know how over Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus are. This is going to legitimize the Dark Order, and it's going to get over Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus even more than they already are. And when Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus end up winning the AEW World Tag Team titles, it is going to be huge for them. They are going to be the underdog babyface team of the tag team division. Keep your eyes peeled for Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. The Dark Order with the win. The Dark Order are going to All Out. We then had the match with Kip Sabian and Hangman Adam Page. I feel as though they put this match on in the wrong position, considering that the crowd was dead for the majority of this match. It was still a very good match, don't get me wrong. They did a lot of interesting spots in this match, and I am very impressed with both Kip Sabian and Adam Page. Kip Sabian looked very good in this match, and Adam Page did get the win, but I feel as though if you put these guys on at the beginning of the show to kick off the show, it would have been much more emphatic, in my eyes at least. We had a suicide dive and a missile drop kick to Page. Nice combination by Kip Sabian. We had a double stomp by Sabian, and then Adam Page kicked out after a pin by Kip Sabian. We had a standing shooting star press by Adam Page. That was very pretty looking by Adam Page. Adam Page has a lot of pretty moves that he does. The shooting star press, the moonsault, the dead eye, the buckshot lariat. Adam Page, a very fluid individual in the ring. We had a springboard DDT by Kip Sabian, another close 2 count on Adam Page. We had a huge discus lariat after a back and forth from Adam Page and Sabian. They were slapping each other, they were kicking each other, and then Adam Page was just like, you know what, alright, you know what, fuck this, and then he just discus lariats the shit out of Kip Sabian, turns Kip Sabian inside out. We had a back suplex on the apron by Adam Page. Kip Sabian was going for a double stomp when Adam Page was on the apron. Adam Page moved. Kip Sabian caught himself. He ran at Adam Page when they were both on the apron, and Adam Page picked him up and just dropped them down. As if it was a free fall drop ride at Six Flags. Just dropped them down onto the apron and then hit a beautiful moonsault to Kip Sabian. Adam Page's moonsault is absolutely beautiful. The elevated ramp that we had, there was an elevated ramp. It was on the same length as the ring. It was on the same height as the ring. And what happened was that actually came into play a couple of times during the night. The first time it came into play was when we had Adam Page picking up Kip Sabian in a powerbomb, and he literally tossed Kip Sabian over the top rope onto the ramp. Kip Sabian landed with a fucking thud. It was absolutely fucking brutal. And then Adam Page got Kip Sabian up to the top rope, hit a swinging neck breaker from the top, and beautiful fucking swinging neck breaker. But Kip Sabian kicked out. Kip Sabian and Adam Page went back and forth with pin attempts. This ended with Adam Page hitting the Deadeye on Kip Sabian to win a very good match. And it got Kip Sabian over in the way that you want him to get over as a very good wrestler. Adam Page continues his momentum. Obviously, you're not going to have Adam Page lose going into a World Championship match with Chris Jericho, of all people. Afterwards, one of the Dark Order's minions came out and he attacked Adam Page. It was revealed to be Chris Jericho. He hit the Judas effect on Adam Page, which busted him open at the eyebrow. And Chris Jericho headed to the back for his interview later on in the night. So obviously Chris Jericho progressing the storyline with the Hangman himself. We had SoCal Uncensored, SCU, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky taking on Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix of the Lucha Bros. The Lucha Bros actually took out Daniels at the beginning of this match with double super kicks and the chops. And then they took out Scorpio Sky. And this was actually a little illogical portion of this entire show. This was really the first logic gap that AEW has ever had. Christopher Daniels actually got involved. He took out the Lucha Bros on the outside with a couple of punches and then hit a Arabian moonsault. And I don't know why the ref didn't call for a DQ. I'm guessing that she wanted to have a legitimate finish. But the fact that there was no DQ when Daniels, a competitor that wasn't even supposed to be involved in the match, got involved in the match, I don't know. I guess it just left a sour taste in my mouth. It didn't ruin the match, because the match was a very good tag team match. It didn't ruin the match, but I just felt that it was a little out of the ordinary that the ref didn't call for a disqualification after Daniels got involved. But she did eject Daniels from ringside. Ray Phoenix. I don't know how the fuck Ray Phoenix does it. I'm thoroughly convinced that Ray Phoenix is not human. He's a machine in the ring. I don't know how the fuck Ray Phoenix does it. He was doing spin kicks and super kicks and roundhouse kicks to Kazarian and Scorpio Sky that was literally some shit out of a fucking video game. He was doing step-up spin kicks in the corner. I couldn't even keep up with this guy. I legitimately couldn't even keep up with this guy. This guy is not human. I'm thoroughly convinced that he is Spanish Terminator. He's small Spanish Terminator. We had Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian get set up in the corner by the Lucha Bros. We had Frankie Kazarian in a seated prone position, and then Scorpio Sky was put in a Tree of Woe position. Then we had a monkey flip by the Lucha Bros. I think it was Ray Phoenix that monkey flipped Pentagon Jr. into them, so that was a nice double team action right there. Now things really started to break down. We had a kill switch double stomp combination on Pentagon Jr. and then a double cutter by Ray Phoenix on SCU. I believe Ray Phoenix took Frankie Kazarian up to the top rope, but Frankie Kazarian countered and Ray Phoenix was on the top rope. And then we had Scorpio Sky assist Frankie Kazarian up onto Ray Phoenix, and he hit a assisted Dolph Ziggler-like DDT from the top. Ray Phoenix was able to kick out. We had a Canadian Destroyer getting a 2, and at the end of the day, the Lucha Bros, they had to win this match. They had to win this match. I don't think that the Lucha Bros could have suffered another loss in AEW, considering they lost their first 2 matches in AEW. But at the end of the day, the Lucha Bros get the win with the double stomp package pile driver combination. The Lucha Bros defeat SoCal Uncensored in a very good tag team match. I was very much looking forward to this match, and it damn sure delivered. Afterwards, they get a ladder. They take out Christopher Daniels, who recently came back. They took out Christopher Daniels. They set the ladder up. They climbed up the ladder, and they challenged the Young Bucks to a rematch from Double or Nothing, only this time, it is a ladder match. A ladder match at All Out for the AAA World Tag Team Championships. I mean, I don't wanna say match of the fucking year, but match of the fucking year. I think that this match in itself, you could put this match on for 60 minutes and that would be it. I think that if you put this match on for 60 minutes at All Out, fans would leave completely okay. I guarantee it. The Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros, I could watch the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros fight all night long. I really could. And the fact that they're doing it in a ladder match, can you imagine the crazy shit that they're going to be doing in a fucking ladder match in Chicago at All Out? I swear to God, after the way that the past tag team matches between these teams went down, I expect one of these guys to die. If that does not happen, I will be completely shocked. The shit that the Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks have done to each other is some shit that really should not even have been in a wrestling match. Some of these guys should not even have lived to tell the tale of what these two teams did in the ring. Absolutely fucking insane. But I cannot wait for that. All Out, you take a look at the 4 matches for All Out, and possible 5 matches for All Out. Shawn Spears and Cody Rhodes, not confirmed yet, but it's coming. Adam Page and Chris Jericho, Moxley and Omega, best friends in the Dark Order, and now you add the Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks in a ladder match for the World Tag Team titles of AAA. All Out is shaping up to be the best pay-per-view of the year, people. Next, we had Kenny Omega versus CIMA. This was, without a shadow of a doubt, the match of the night. Without a shadow of a doubt. I absolutely love CIMA. I love Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega is one of my favorite wrestlers in the professional wrestling industry today. I am thoroughly impressed with how well CIMA has gelled with the superstars of AEW. I'm thoroughly impressed with that. And I wouldn't even mind seeing CIMA in a mid-card title program for AEW when we get to the fall. I really wouldn't. The match started off a bit slow. These two went back and forth. Kenny Omega hit the rolling senton. CIMA got the knees up on the moonsault. The match started to pick up after CIMA hit a suplex on the outside. And then he set up Kenny Omega on the timekeeper's table. There was a little timekeeper's table. CIMA climbed up the stands. He climbed up the stands, and CIMA did a Meteora to Kenny Omega on the timekeeper's table, and the timekeeper's table did not give way whatsoever. So you can imagine that Kenny Omega was in fucking pain on that move. And let me tell you something. You know, his Meteoras, CIMA's Meteoras are deadly in its own right. I would not want to be on the receiving end of that. You could not pay me all the money in the world to be on the receiving end of one of CIMA's Meteoras. That shit looks like it could legitimately pop both of your shoulders out of socket. You're going to have to pay me a lot of fucking big bucks if you want me to take a Meteora from CIMA. CIMA then rolled Kenny Omega back into the ring, hit a Meteora to the back, and then hit another Meteora to the chest. And Kenny Omega kicked out. There was a huge DDT that stood Kenny Omega straight up, and Kenny Omega kicked out of it. Kenny Omega was on the receiving end of a lot of fucking punishment in this matchup. Kenny Omega hit a V-trigger on CIMA. CIMA rolled out to the apron, and Kenny Omega followed him. Kenny Omega was on the receiving end of an air raid crash on the apron and another Meteora. But Kenny Omega got his knee underneath the bottom rope, so Kenny Omega broke up the pinfall there. We then had the Tiger Driver 98, that butterfly pile driver that Kenny Omega does, and that only got a 2 count on CIMA. In the end, Kenny Omega hit one more V-trigger and the one-winged angel. Kenny Omega defeats CIMA. Great fucking match. Match of the night, without a doubt. Kenny Omega finally gets his first singles win in AEW. Kenny Omega gaining momentum heading into his matchup with Jon Moxley at All Out in Chicago. Chris Jericho came out for his exclusive interview, and this was before the main event. Chris Jericho doing what Chris Jericho normally does, and the design that Chris Jericho has for his costume, his attire is absolutely fucking badass. It has a dark demeanor and a badass demeanor at the same time. It is absolutely fucking great. I fucking love this reinvention of Chris Jericho. I think this is probably the best Chris Jericho has been in a long, long time. Chris Jericho was doing what he normally does, claiming that AEW wouldn't be a thing without him, claiming that he is going to be the AEW World Champion, saying that he needs to beat the Hangman. He actually called Jacksonville, he called it Jackoffville, and he was talking to that fat NXT guy that we usually see at the NXT tapings, and he's like, "Sit down, fatso." Chris Jericho, I was laughing my ass off throughout this entire promo, calling it Jackoffville, saying, "Sit down, fatso." I mean, how can you not love this version of Chris Jericho? This version of Chris Jericho is so fucking good that it is going to get anyone who is in the ring with Chris Jericho that much more over. And the main event of All Out in Chicago, Chris Jericho and Hangman Page, I guarantee you that this main event is going to be a main event to remember. Keep your eyes on this main event. Then, after Chris Jericho said that he's going to prove that the Hangman is nothing more than a little bitch, Adam Page came out and attacked Chris Jericho. We actually had to have the locker room come out and separate the two, obviously building momentum towards their match at All Out. I cannot wait to see this match. This is actually a very underrated dream match that I thought that I would never see. Hangman Page, he is fantastic at what he does. He's the pure definition of a babyface. We got Chris Jericho, who is probably the biggest heel in AEW right outside of Shawn Spears and MJF. But Chris Jericho and Adam Page, it's going to be a great fucking match. Can't wait to see it. The main event, the Dream Tag Team match. The Young Bucks versus Dustin and Cody of the Rhodes Brothers. This was a very good tag team match. I think that these two teams gelled very nicely together, but the fact of the matter is that because of the heat and because of the fact that it was 4.5 hours long, obviously the crowd was taken out of it a little bit. But regardless of it, it was a very good tag team match. The Young Bucks were mocking the Rhodes Brothers and wearing down Dustin for the beginning portions of this match. Dustin Rhodes had a double crossbody on the Young Bucks, and he was able to make the tag to Cody. And Cody Rhodes started lighting up both of the Young Bucks. Cody Rhodes hit a huge tope con hero over the top rope, taking out Matt Jackson. He threw Matt Jackson back into the ring and hit that reverse superplex that he does. The same reverse superplex that he hit to Darby Allin back at Fyter Fest. I love that reverse superplex, by the way. That reverse superplex looks beautiful. And it does have a very emphatic impact on the mat to whoever is receiving the move. So I will give Cody props for adding that move to his arsenal. I really enjoy that move. We had a nice spot here where Dustin hit a cannonball off the apron, I believe it was to Nick Jackson, and then Cody hit a springboard plancha onto Matt Jackson. So that was very innovative right there. Back in the ring, we had an assisted crossroads by the Rhodes Brothers. Both men pinned, and it was broken up by a senton by Nick Jackson. Nick Jackson did a huge senton bomb or a swanton bomb to break up the pin, similar to how Aleister Black broke up the pinfall at NXT TakeOver New York on the War Raiders when he did the double stomp to the War Raiders when they were pinning Ricochet. There was a code red by Dustin. I'm still thoroughly impressed that Dustin is still able to hit a sunset flip powerbomb or a code red in the condition that he's in and the age that he is currently wrestling at. At the end of the day, the Young Bucks hit the Meltzer driver, and the Young Bucks defeat the Rhodes Brothers in a very good tag team match to cap off Fight for the Fallen. Afterwards, they presented the check of $150,000 to the victims affected by gun violence. This was all for a good cause. This was all for helping those and giving back to those affected by gun violence. And you know something? You really have to give it to Cody, you have to give it to Kenny, you have to give it to the Bucks, you have to give it to Tony for raising money for such a great cause. This event, even though it was a great event and it advanced a lot of storylines, it was really not meant to be taken so seriously. More so, it was meant for a great cause. And I think that AEW did a great job at raising money for a great cause. And I have much respect for Cody, I have much respect for Kenny Omega, and I have much respect for the Young Bucks for doing this. Afterwards, Cody said that you cannot counter-program AEW. So if you need any more reason as to why AEW is at war with WWE, look no further than the Evolve show that took place. I'm going to watch the Evolve show, trust me. I'm going to watch the Evolve show on the WWE Network. I'm probably going to watch it a little bit before I head to Philly for Extreme Rules. I have a feeling it should be a pretty good show. I was told by a lot of people who were actually watching Fight for the Fallen and the Evolve show at the same time. I was told that both shows were being watched at the same time by a lot of people, and they loved both shows. So I'm definitely going to watch the Evolve show at some point. I heard it was very good. It had a mix of tag team wrestling. It had a mix of women's wrestling. Supposedly Akira Tozawa and Adam Cole put on a fantastic match for the NXT Championship. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what the Evolve show had to offer. But you can really sense the passion that Cody has, that Kenny has, that the Young Bucks have. You could really sense the passion that these people have for professional wrestling, and I could not be any more prouder of Kenny Omega, the Bucks, Cody, and everyone working with AEW. And this show This show is really rejuvenating, and this company is really rejuvenating my love for professional wrestling as a fan. The love that I had back when I first started in 2008 and 2009, when I was addicted to it and begging my parents to stay up late, because I was only 10 years old at that time, begging my parents to stay up late so I could watch Monday Night Raw till 11 fucking o'clock. So it's bringing me back to those days, and that's something I can really appreciate. I cannot fucking wait till All Out. I can really not fucking wait until All Out. All Out is going to be absolutely fucking memorable. All Out is going to be absolutely fucking astonishing in every sense of the word. But overall, very good wrestling show. Obviously, it had plenty of flaws. It went too long. Obviously, the Heat did not play a favor in Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and Cody and all the people involved in the production of All Elite Wrestling Fight for the Fallen. It did not play a favor. It did not do him any favors, considering that the people were hot as fuck. Obviously, Brandy Rhodes versus Allie was probably the worst match of the night. It didn't really need to take place. Yes, Shawn Spears and MJF being on the same team didn't make any sense, but they did do a very good job at having them trying to one-up each other and progressing the storyline of Shawn Spears and building up Shawn Spears. Obviously, there's a lot to work on with the Librarians, and there's a lot to work on with Sonny Kish in the character department. So I'm hoping that AEW is going to work on that before they get to their weekly show come October. But ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the rewind for Fight for the Fallen. I would like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram at @TheDJStorms. Follow me on Twitter at Man of Infamy. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I also want you to leave a comment down below. Tell me which match was your favorite match at Fight for the Fallen. Give this video a thumbs up. We're going to try and get this video to 10 thumbs up before Extreme Rules starts. I also want you guys to hit that notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. That way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, it is the best time to be on YouTube. If you guys missed the Lightning Flash update from last week, I will post the link in the description. I will also post the link for the rundown for Extreme Rules in the description as well. Tomorrow is the rewind for Extreme Rules. I will have the rewind for Extreme Rules up for you guys tomorrow before Monday Night Raw. Tuesday is my 2-year anniversary, and at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be going live on YouTube with Tyson Arnold and Brie for the 16th special edition Storm stream. For the very first time ever, I'm having 2 guests on a Storm stream, and there will be no topics. There will be no topics whatsoever. It is going to be a free-for-all. Anyone can ask us any questions that they want. You can ask me any questions. You can ask Brie any questions. You can ask Tyson Arnold any questions that you want. And it's going to be a fun, chill session for my 2-year anniversary. I will be in Philadelphia for Extreme Rules, as I said at the beginning of the video. I'm probably on my way over there right now by the time you guys have reached the end of this video. I am going to be meeting up with a couple of people. I'm going to do some fan interviews. I'm going to meet up with a couple of my fans, obviously, and collaborate, take some pictures. I'm going to do a vlog. I will have the vlog and I will have the fan interviews up on Wednesday. I will have the vlog and the fan interviews up on Wednesday before Monday Night Raw. Or not before Monday Night Raw, before NXT. I will have them up before NXT. Since I'm working at 2, I'm going to have plenty of time to upload those videos. Next Friday, or should I say this Friday, actually, July 19th, 2019, it's going to be the 3rd ever Thunderscope live stream, where Thunder and I will be going live on YouTube, oh, not on YouTube, on Twitter, actually, and he is going to be playing Strutter by Kiss. And then a week later, on July 26th, 2019, he's going to be playing Black Diamond by Kiss. So we got 2 back-to-back Thunderscope live streams, and it is going to be an absolute barn burner of a Thunderscope. You are not going to want to miss it. 2 songs by Kiss, 2 Thunderscopes. It's going to be good. The second Thunderscope is actually almost at 500, if you can believe it. The second Thunderscope is almost at 500. We're going to see if we can get to 500 before the 3rd Thunderscope hits. Now, my final announcement. I believe Tommy McGrogan and Glenn Davidson are going to be in Philly for Extreme Rules. I was notified by Earl Cole that they've actually been in Philly all day. So, I'm probably going to meet up with them and do a fan interview. But anyway, speaking of Wrestling Express, on August 31st, 2019, All Out is going to be, obviously, streaming on that day on pay-per-view at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And at 7 p.m. Eastern Time in Clifton, New Jersey at Pub 46, it is going to be the next Wrestling Express pay-per-view meetup. This time we're doing an AEW show. Not a WWE show, we're doing AEW All Out. I'm going to be there. Tom McGrone's going to be there. Glenn Davidson's going to be there. All the members of Wrestling Express are going to be there. You can come and hang out. It's free of charge. All you got to do is pay for your drink and your food. You can meet me. You can meet McGrogan. You can meet Davidson. You can come take a picture with me, take a picture with Tommy, take a picture with Glenn. You can collaborate with me. You can chat with me. I might give you a free wristband. You could watch me cut a promo on Tommy McGrogan's Facebook live stream when he obviously streams live on Facebook, like he always does for the Wrestling Express meetup. But it's going to be a hell of a time. You are not going to want to miss the Wrestling Express meetup. That is on August 31st at Pub 46 in Clifton, New Jersey at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Storms. This has been the Rewind for AEW Fight for the Fallen, and I will catch you guys later when I'm in Philly for Extreme Rules. And I dare you, come and find me.